Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Excerpts World. Today we are going to discuss about the major differences which an Indian will face if he or she is coming to the USA for the very first time. These experiences are based on my own observations and a bit of study which I have done on the basis of them. So let's get started. So the first difference is the geographical difference. As we all know that USA falls into the North America region and India falls into Asia region. The main reason that we are talking about the geographical difference here is because of the fact that USA is actually 3 times more bigger than India. So we can imagine that how much spacious it would be. Especially, it is not crowded like most of the major cities in India, and people here are actually living a very spacious life. A research has been conducted just a few days ago where the researchers wanted to see how many of the planets like Earth will be needed if every person in this entire universe has to live like an average American and an average Indian life. The results were actually very fascinating. So, if every person on this earth has to live like an average American, then 7 more planets like Earth will be required as comparable to India, where 70% of the existing earth will be sufficient. Moving onwards, the public transportation system. The public transportation facility in USA is only limited to the fewer big cities, unlikely India, where the public transportation is widely and remotely spread. So, if you have to live in USA, it becomes sort of mandatory that you should have your own vehicle, otherwise commuting is going to be a big problem. My next point is the education system. This is basically the educational pattern like the junior high school or the high school, which we call the secondary or the higher secondary classes in India. What I want to discuss here is not only the education pattern but the education system in both the countries. The public schools in USA are very competitive as compared to the Indian conditions of the public schools, about which we all are aware. About 70 to 75% of population in USA go to the public schools, which clearly indicate about the conditions and the educational quality of these schools here. But after the public schools, the major difference is that there are no public colleges further, and the education will be costly if you want to study further in the USA. But trust me, there are so many scholarships available for the eligible students, so you have to hunt down for the right one for you, and also with the loans are also available with the competitive rates. Next difference is the healthcare system. Well, being an Indian, we all know that the healthcare system in USA is very well developed and enhanced and as well as competitive. And we have seen that the people and even celebrities came to USA for taking the healthcare services. Even after this, my experience on this is a bit different. First negative aspect of the healthcare system is that it is very costly, and it is very important that you should have a health insurance with you. Otherwise, getting the healthcare services here without the insurance can actually make you bankrupt. And second negative aspect is that it is very difficult to get the appointment here. The waiting time which I have got for my first appointment was 3 months, and when the doctor recommended me to the next specialist, I have to further for the next 2 months. So clearly 5 months in the waiting period. So forget about the treatment part. Even diagnosing with the problem is so lengthy and you really cannot do anything about it. Next is the air quality. One thing which I am definitely going to miss is the air quality in USA. Undoubtedly, USA is one of the 10 most least polluted country in the world, and not to worry that India is also in the top 10 of the most polluted countries of the world. Living back in Delhi was truly become really very difficult in the past few years. The air was so choking that you cannot breathe, and you have to just be worried about your health and the health of the upcoming generations as well. And even still, it is really very bad. Next is the processed food market. Processed food market in USA is actually very huge. As you can see that this is an aisle view in the American grocery store, and it is the true reality. You will get everything in boxes and tins, starting from the food of a toddler and even for the older adults. Last but not the least is the law system. In USA, there are different local laws, state and federal laws. For example, if I'm living in Philadelphia, then the local laws in Philadelphia will be applicable, but the state law of Pennsylvania can always overpass the local law of Philadelphia, and of course the federal law can overpass the state and even the local laws. So you have to be very careful about the different local, state and even about the federal laws all the time. Along with this, it is a very interesting fact that in every state in USA is having their own flag, unlikely in India where we used to serve our own national flag, which is super awesome undoubtedly.
Have enjoyed this video.
This is it from my end.
Hope you have a great day.
Enjoyed
Bye-bye.
this video. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye bye.